Okay, so we've heard from Dev Patel, and his film is Monkey Man. I thought it was very impressive. I thought it was going to be a 15, but I'm not sure I've got that
No,
right.
it is actually an 18.
Okay.
As far as I understand it, there was a discussion about whether or not to edit it to a 15. But no, it's gone out as an 18. If you go to the BBFC site, it says 18 for strong bloody violence. Fight scenes include shootings, stabbings, fist fights, and use of improvised weapon, often resulting in bloody detail.
That's
particularly a scene in a lift in which you go, don't do that with your... Oh, you've done it anyway. And there we go. So this is Dev Patel's feature directorial debut. And, I mean, a very bold directorial debut. It looks like this is the work of somebody who's been directing for ages. So, recap of the plot. He's anonymous. He's referred to as Kid. We meet him as a kid being told the legend of the monkey-faced Hanuman, who thinks the sun is a mango, flies up to it, swallows it, after which he is punished by the gods. And the kid says, and what happens next? And then we fast forward to that same kid now grown as a wrestler in a monkey mask, the performing monkey that he was describing. Sholto Copley is the ringleader, the guy who does the intro. He's great. He's really enjoying himself. Kid has lost everything, including his mother. Now he's trying to infiltrate an elite club in order to get some sense of retribution. In doing so, he will find himself coming face to face with corrupt power. You talked about brutal nationalism on the rise, false gods, a spiritual leader who has sold his soul to the devil for this rising leader, and the underdogs who will become his tribe, not least the Hijra community who he was talking about there, who are on the Indian subcontinent. They're intersex, transgender people, and who in the film play a very, very important part. And you said there is a scene of great heroism involving them, which is, I think, one of the film's most enjoyable moments. In that interview that you did with Dev Patel, he said, it's not an action film that starts with action on page one. Yeah, no kidding. The first hour of the film is very much character, backstory, establishing the world. I mean, there is action in the wrestling scenes, but in the wrestling scenes, his character basically gets beaten up by other men, gets thrown out of the ring and bashed around, and then that all climaxes in him going away to train. This is a kind of a genre trope. He'll go and do a training thing, and the training sequences, which are played out to drums, to hand-played drums, and they're great. I mean, they're really, really good. This guy's playing the drums, and he's practicing all his. And then, once he's got completely fit and ready and he's holding up the buckets of water, and you're looking at Dev Patel thinking, wow, that kid from Best Exotic Marigold Hotel is certainly beefed up. And then the second hour is 18-rated carnage. And again, in that interview, he said, I want to create a Trojan horse. It's a revenge film about faith, about politics, the caste system, the outsider, the underdog, the overlooked, the marginalized. It deals with issues of violence against women, police brutality. All of those things are true. And all of those things are what gives it, weight. But I have to say, just in terms of it being a slam dunk, good old John Wick style, and John Wick is actually, there is a joke about John Wick in the first hour, in which the guy says, have you seen the John Wick thing? This is the gun that you need. And of course, then when we actually get to the action sequences, guns are dispensed with. It's one of those things in which there's an unwritten agreement. There's one person and 30 henchmen, but they all agree not to shoot him. What they have to do is fight him, one-on-one combat. Brutal, bone-crunching, neck-gouging set pieces, some great musical choices. I think the thing that I liked about it, well, I mean, apart from everything, is that it takes its time for the first hour to develop what the backstory is and the legend. I didn't know about the Hanuman legend at all. In fact, I looked up some images of him tearing his chest open and flying, and Dev Patel's right. There are definitely, elements of that you can see, okay, well, that looks like a sort of Superman thing. But I love the fact that it took all that time to get to, okay, now we've got this world set up, we've established what's happened, and now we are going to kick ass in a major way. And the set pieces are really well done, very, very kinetic camera work. When he was talking about almost sort of dancing with the camera, and really kinetic camera work, I believed Dev Patel as that figure, which is kind of interesting because we know Dev Patel from we know him from David Copperfield, and we know him from, obviously he's a versatile actor. But if you'd said to him, he himself said, the only way I would be in one of these movies is if I was the sidekick or the guy who hacks the computer. But he very convincingly does the job of the avenging angel. You've seen the poster, which is the red image of him coming out of the lift. He pulls it off. And I thought it was great. I mean, I love the fact that it's 18 rated violence. I love the fact that they just went, no, this is the film that it is. Hats off to Jordan Peele for being the person who saw this and went, no, this has to be a cinema release, and I'm going to give it my backing. And I thought it was great fun. I really, it's mad. I mean, it is completely mad. The second hour of it is absolutely bonkers, but the first hour is kind of very adventurous in where it's taking all its influences from. You're quite right. The politics are in your face. There's nothing back foot about it at all. It's absolutely about all these things, and good for it.
Yes, it'd be interesting to see what kind of version emerges in Indian cinema as to whether they take out the extreme nationalist stuff,
It'll be a film about a flying monkey.